let's jump straight into it. It's the final game of the NRL season before finals football. It's the Tigers. They're taking on the Raiders. Dane Laurie, Brett Naden, Stafford Toa, Luke Garner, Ken Mamalo, Adam Dewey, Jock Madden, James Tarmow. Let's call him Houdini because he's magically made his way into this game off suspension. Jake Simpkin, Joe Offengunny, Tom Freeban, Kelmar Talagi, Fa'amuna Brown, Fanua Pole, Zane Musgrove, Tyrone Peachy, Austin Diaz, and Jacob Little. On paper, there's some big names there, but we're going to obviously pop up the team that needs to win. Baxter, take it away. Talk me through this team that is going to get Raiders into that final spot of finals.
You got Xavier Savage at the fullback role. You got Nick Kotrick and Jordan Rapana as the wingers. You got Matthew Mikiko and Sebastian Chris in the centres. You got Jack White and Jamal Fogarty in the halves. Josh Papali'i and Joseph Tarpanay in the forward pack. You got Zach Woolford. Sorry, it's a bit hard to read in the green background. In the hooker role, you got Hudson Young and Adam Elliott in the second row. You got Hudson Young and Elliot Whitehead in the second row. You got Adam Elliott in the lock position. You got Tom Starling. You got Amir, whatever his name is, Corey Hornthrower. You got Corey Nara and Albert Hopawate in the bench. What a great squad. What a good squad. Let you take it away.
Can I just say, if your son is going to play NRL growing up, can you just name him like Ben Smith or...
Oh, like, he's very easy. Just Theo. Easy Theo.
Yeah, mate, just like something simple. Now, obviously, if you are listening to this, Baxter, yourself included, guys, happy Father's Day. It is Sunday by the time you will listen to this, so happy Father's Day. Put it on. You know what? Have a barbecue, put the game on, chuck this podcast on, give it a listen, hit like, hit subscribe, and we can count it as Baxter's Father's Day present, all right? No one else has to get him anything. Just hit subscribe on the video. But this Raiders side, we talk about the likes of the Roosters and Souths humming at the right time. This side has only just got into the top 8 for the first time since round 3. So this is a side that has hit the ground running at the right time now. I don't know if you've seen it. Obviously, did you happen to catch Charles Nickel-Klostak breaking down in the New South Wales Cup game?
Yeah, I did. I was actually watching that somehow and through a mate, and it was a good game to watch.
Yes, obviously that there shows you how much this side means to these players. This is a guy that is playing in New South Wales Cup, breaking down, knowing that is the last time he's going to play in front of his home fans. And
he's just realised he signed for the Warriors.
I mean, it could be a bit of both. He could realise that the next game he plays will be at the Warriors. So that's something to get a bit teary about. But out of respect for the Raiders, because we are talking about the Raiders right now, it's a good team. By now, who knows? Dragons might have won. They don't really have to stress about this game. But I think they get the job done. I think they do put on a scoreline, but out of respect for, obviously, I'll pop it up, James Tarmow, who is arguably playing in his last game of NRL. He doesn't have a contract. I'm going to go 1-12. Now, I'm going to go Raiders 1-12. They get the win. They play finals football. It's Tarmow's last game. It's at Leichhardt. The fans get behind them. I think it's going to be a big crowd, but I don't think the Tigers have enough to get across the line. So Raiders, welcome to the top 8, and we'll crack finals football. Baxter, what are your thoughts?
I reckon before this game is even looked at, I reckon Ricky would just tell the boys, mate, just go out there, don't get injured. I need you for next week, and it's going to be a closer game. I reckon it's going to be like 1-6 in favour of the Raiders. It's like at Leichhardt, so this Tigers squad will need to lift for this Leichhardt faithful because, mate, will it be played at Leichhardt due to the fence collapsing there a few weeks ago?
I mean,
it says it is, but then you got also in the past couple of weeks they had that fence falling down, and at the rugby school cup, whatever it was, and so hopefully it's at Leichhardt and the faithful can get behind this Tiger squad and look forward into the future. Maybe Noddy Noddy and Brett Kamali steps aside and Tim Sheens takes a hold of this squad and goes, "Hey, this is where you're going to play under like next year." So he gives a good roaring for this squad. I'm just going to stick with it. Raiders 1-6.
Yeah, I think this will be, like you said, it'll be a game where if our predictions are right, the Dragons have already knocked off Brisbane. The for and against is going to be something like 40 points ahead. So I don't see the Tigers winning this game by 40. So if all games go to predictions, like you said, Ricky's going to go out there, win the game, do not get injured, do not get suspended, do not be stupid, do not crush her, do not put anyone in a hip drop, do not hit anyone high, just play football. So again, Raiders, welcome to the top 8. I'm going to go 1-8. You're going to go, 1-12. You're going to go 1-6. We're both in agreement now. Before we do wrap up the round, the Tigers. The Tigers. Who do you see partnering Adam Doueihi in that halves next season? Is it Brooks? Is it Hastings? Do they move one of them on?
No, I like Hastings at this. The way this game the way the game has been gone on since this COVID 6 again rule, I would say if it was back in the old system with the no 6 again rule, I think Hastings would have been a great 7, but he's too valuable to be put into the 7 role. So I think he's more of a running 13 like a Cameron Murray and I feel Jason Tamalolo style, with he's got good footwork, he's got the ball skills, so he can take a hit up. I think him and Brendan Smith are like identical in their like physical physique. They're small, they're stocky, they've got good footwork, and they can do it again. So I don't know who they partner up with there. They need to find something out there because I think they've lost their player to the Roosters, who they've loaned out to. They lost Luciano Leilua. Do they lose? Yeah, that's the player. Do they lose David Nofaluma to the Melbourne Storm? Now, if I'm David, if I'm Big Dave,
I'm not coming back.
Nah. You've done your hard yards under a struggling West Tigers. You've performed the best that you can be. Now, whether it was Melbourne Storm, Roosters, if Wayne Bennett was coaching at his Brisbane days, you could have said Brisbane back then. If any one of those 3 teams have called you up because they need you, I'll be signing on the dotted line. I'll be pleading to Craig Bellamy and going, please don't send me back to the Tigers, please, because then you can say you never won a spoon because you're with the Storm here. So I know what I'll be choosing, a ring over a spoon. So what more can you ask for?
Obviously, guys, looking at that ladder.
Has that signing been announced? I know we talked about it last week that there was a possible signing coming in a couple of days. Has that signing been announced?
No. The Melbourne Storm. Are you talking about the Melbourne Storm signing?
Yeah.
They dropped like 5 players across the different social media. It honestly, you know what? It got the hype up, but fuck me. Everyone thought it was Cameron Munster. Everyone thought it was David Nofaluma. It was like Jennings and a few other players had re-signed. So it was no one major. Munster still without a contract past the end of next season. Nofaluma still technically going back to the Tigers, but obviously it does say NRL round 24 ladder up there. Based on what we've said, that might change slightly, but we are in agreement that is going to be the top 8 come the first week of finals football. Panthers arguably deserve to be your favourites. Give me your dark horse and give me, I'm not going to say who you think's going to win it because you'll say Cowboys, but give me a team that you think could rival Penrith if they came up against them in that final.
Dark horse is going to be, I'm going to stick to them again. It's the Raiders. They've just hummed at the right time and they've just crept into the 8 there. But so take my Cowboys out of it, just for no bias, out of the biasness, and I'll take out the Roosters for your bias opinion here too. I'm going to say it's the Sharks.
I I mean, if you truly think the Cowboys can beat Penrith, I'm happy for you to go with it, but take your bias away from it.
I look at this second to eighth position, and I go, okay, grand final day, Panthers at one end and the Sharks at the other end. Who's going to win? It's going to be a tight battle. Panthers at one end, Cowboys at the other end. Panthers maybe get a leg up there. Panthers Storm out with a vengeance, maybe Storm. Panthers Eels done them in the season, but this is grand final day, so that doesn't matter. So I'm leaning towards Penrith. Panthers Roosters, with the Roosters the way they're playing, maybe the Roosters get up here. Panthers Rabbits, maybe again vengeance for last year. Rabbits could do it. Panthers could do it. Don't know. Raiders and Panthers, Ricky, mate. I'm backing Ricky there, but it's a 50-50 there. So you can take any of those teams from second to eighth and put them against Panthers in the grand final, and it's just whoever plays better on that day, whoever's luck falls for them the most, who plays and bends the rules a little bit more their way. You can throw anything up in the air. Virtually, you can put all balls in. You can put all those 8 teams into a separate ball, put them in a hat, throw them up into the air, and you blindly catch one. And whoever that is, your grand final winner. I think any of those 8 teams deserve it. Mostly the top 4, because they've been doing it for longer over the season. So anyone can win it, catch it blindly and go, oh, it's the Raiders, oh, it's the Roosters, oh, it's Parramatta Eels. Oh, sorry, I can't even bring myself to say it's the Eels. Like, come on, that's just no. But
I put my line through the Raiders. Now, I'm not saying they can't do it, but if I go 1 through 7, I look at those teams and I go, any of them can win that title. I can't see the Raiders, and I could be wrong here, putting together 4 performances against the teams that have bullied them all year to win the title. So I'm going to put the line through the Raiders. I think the Rabbits can do it. I think the Roosters are a massive smoky. They are paying, I think it was about $10 last time I saw. The Eels, they're just too inconsistent week in, week out. I think there's a chance, but I think you almost could put a line through them. Storm, massive chance. Cowboys, massive chance on the basis you do get your halves pairing back and they do start firing again. Cronulla Sharks, barring any more injuries, have a chance. And obviously Penrith. They are resting their whole squad pretty much based on how good they have been all year. So they are the benchmark again. But Baxter, once again, will be back obviously to review the semi-finals. We'll put a bracket up. We'll predict our brackets. But thank you again for joining me, mate. And we'll talk soon.
Peace.